I'm your human monk, Saya, played by Nassim.
And I am Sage. I play Kara Brynhilda, the mountain dwarf.
Yes. What's everybody drinking? We all have drinks tonight. This is gonna get lit.
I'm being a super basic bitch and drinking white wine from Trader Joe's.
I got rosé. I think I'm a top dude.
Rosé all day.
I'm like an old basic bitch. That's what it is.
You're old school.
Yeah. My dad brought me this wine, so I'm assuming it's a Merlot.
Tight. That's shit. Merlot.
I am the only non-wine drinker here. I am having an Angry Orchard.
You basically are drinking juice.
It's adult juice. And I wish Angry Orchard would sponsor our stream.
Yeah. Hey, we've said it before, but if any alcoholic beverage companies want to sponsor Venture Maidens, we are totally open and interested and will drink your stuff.
Or beef jerky.
Or turkey.
Let's get on that. We're missing so many marketing opportunities, you guys.
We eat, we drink, we do it all.
We do.
And we play D&D.
All the basic functions of humanity right here.
There was an episode that we had like a solid conversation about like a meat subscription.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
I remember that.
Fantastic. All right, so I guess let's just jump right in. It should be fresh in everybody's minds because we're going back to back here. But what happened last episode of Venture Maidens?
Why don't you tell me?
Where we started looking for.
You started tripping balls.
Oh, we had just opened the trapdoor inside the really, really old building to head down to the catacombs, and Arnadel and Saye were having a real hard time because they were seeing rainbows.
Arnadel was
double rainbows.
Yeah, not down with that shit. She was like, "Oh fuck."
The walls were breathing. Yeah.
Arnadel was having a bad trip. Saya was loving it. Yeah. She never experienced anything like it. And there was that little goblin guy trying to lead us down a false path and almost fell down. Goblin.
Do you remember what?
Boggle.
It was
Boggle.
Which rhymes with hoggle from
the labyrinth. Yes, everything is actually the labyrinth. I'm just leading us into that.
No, that's okay with me.
Let's do it.
Yeah, the boggle was leading us astray, and we almost all fell into a trap. And did we make our way around it? Oh, Brittany fell. Arnadel fell.
Hard on my ass. That's what happened.
Oh yes, you were a little bit upset
because y'all weren't seeing so good. So you failed that check.
Pouty princess
at the bottom of the hole, and this creature is still swinging its lantern around, trying to get you to follow it.
Mm-hmm.
And you all said no, and then kept walking through the. Do you remember where you were?
Underneath the Bastard's Breach, there's
catacombs.
Levels. Yeah, the catacombs. It looks like the city's built on top of itself, and so we're below the main level, where it looks like is kind of the simpletons and the poor population. We navigated through some hallways and stuff, and found a room that had a sunken room inside of it. And then we found another room with a descending ladder and a hidden room with this miniature guy.
Wait, but first, you had an encounter with the sewer folks,
the children.
Oh yeah.
Oh right. That was first.
Arnadel discovered that she's chill with kids.
Yeah, you met Grutnar.
Yeah,
Grutnar, the little half-orc boy, and you almost got him down the path of necromancy.
Oh, kind of, yeah. And then the girl, the elemental girl.
Mm-hmm. The little. I don't think you ever determined what she actually was, but
yeah,
she was definitely speaking some version of primordial to you.
And I woke mind her shit, and she was like, "What?" Yeah, I'm like, "Yeah, girl, bye."
Oh my god, peace. You gave her a present. You gave her a little book. The alchemy guy.
Yeah.
She turned into a missionary, spreading the gospel of the warlocks.
Yes.
Have you heard of Dendar today?
Yes. Have you heard of our Lord and Savior Dendar?
She'll eat your world.
She will be there at the end.
She won't just rock it. She'll devour it.
They should definitely have slogans for each, like, god or deity in the book.
Totally.
Just, like, captures their portfolio.
Yeah. Have you heard the word? Yeah, and then the children had directed you down a certain path because you had asked about who?
Montgomery.
Yeah.
Montgomery Smith.
Mm-hmm. And just a summation real quick of your mission right now, that what you're on?
That's who we're searching for.
Hmm? Why?
He is a lost informant who has been jetting around the catacombs finding information about how Sylvar Lafleur is able to suddenly bring so much water to this desert city.
Yep. And so the children had pointed you down his trail to another set of tunnels, and then you had come to the room with the big well in the center and the rolled up ladder, and you had heard a tiny little voice.
Oh. Yeah, I got the gin.
Arnadell.
I got the tonic.
Ooh, we got a real southern party.
Dude, I fucking love gin.
Gin is the best.
It is.
Everybody. Did you see that article that it's like only psychopaths love gin or something? Like statistic.
Oh my God.
I don't know. It's like they find more psychopath traits in people who drink
like gin. I'm definitely not. I am way too empathetic for it to be a psychopath.
Yeah. But anyway, you had broken down that false wall and discovered that tiny room.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
and he was on a bottle.
And then there was that little demon guy.
Do you remember his
pompous
name?
demon.
Named Bartleby.
Bartleby.
Yeah.
I put his ass in my bag of holding because he was trying to get it. He was like, I can help you. And I'm like, bitch, shut up. I'll let you out later.
Yes. So you shoved him in your bag against all of his protests, where he's like screaming at you, I can help.
I'm like, you're a damn. My intuition is telling me no.
And then I first descended down the ladder, followed by Arnadell, followed by Kara.
Oh, now I remember what. Yeah.
And then on our way down, I got stuck in a little webbing, and we got caught by these two giant arachnid scorpion things.
Yeah, they're basically like spiders with lobster claws.
Yeah.
Lobster scorpion spider.
And these bright white kind of carapaces, too. And then what happened?
What happened, Kara?
Kara.
What happened, Kara?
Because the Seeb had her foot tangled in, and you burning hands the one of them, right? And then, Kara decided to take a dive off the ladder, axe first onto the back of one of these scorpion spider things. Jewels? Is that what they are? Did we determine what they are?
No, nobody rolled any check.
Okay.
We just saw a picture of it.
That was offline. But you don't know anything. You haven't made any checks about it.
I mean, that could work. Like, we don't have to know about it. It helps to see what it looks like.
I don't care about
we would see it.
Hack now, check later.
Alright.
My foot's stuck in a web. I am preoccupied. But then just before we ended, what happened? Someone did another fire, or was it from my fire? And it like ignited the entire webbing?
Oh, because I jumped onto it and I hacked it, and as the blood spurted out, it turned into flame.
Yeah.
As it made contact with the air, it burst into an incredible amount of flame. And Kara, with the weight of her descending, had actually punctured through the webbing, and now she is basically surfing on this creature 40 feet above the ground, plummeting downwards. And that's where we left off last time.
Am I falling too because I was attached to that web? Or
no, you were still caught up in the threads of the web. It's just like where Kara went, it punched a hole down through it.
Okay.
So most of the webbing is still holding fast, but it's like when you get a spider web and you just punch a hole through it with her velocity. So that's where we are. We are now in this well kind of structure that was leading down from the catacombs level to this even further level down below. The two of you, Arnadel and Saye, you are suspended on Saye's rope of climbing.
Oh, yeah.
So, Saye, you are down at the bottom right now. Your feet are still tangled in this sticky web that you had tried to fight off before, but didn't seem to be able to. It's so strong as it's sticking to you. And Arnadel, you are about 10 feet above her, just holding onto the rope, so spinning around. You would cast a spell last time using one of your hands, but you're still kind of swinging wildly. And your dwarven companion had just launched herself off, bringing down her axe to smash this creature. And as she did so, and rending it in half, its blood had burst and was instantly combustible with the air as this thing exploded in this big ball of fire. And Kara is now, with her axe sunk into this thing, rocketing downwards 40 feet, sheer drop. You can see that you can't even see the bottom of this cavern.
Oh boy.
At this point. And that's where we are.
I'm so excited. Let's go.
We're going to pick back up with our initiative from last time, which I actually have written down.
Oh, nice.
Amazing, right?
I used agonizing blast and dealt 17 damage, didn't I?
That was the creature that Kara had jumped down on and then done super well and done a shitload of damage and just rent this thing in half. So that was basically the one that got taken down. But there's still another creature that had also attacked Saye, which is still maintaining its place on the webbing. So you got one of these and Kara's falling.
Okay. This is my picture of them from last time.
Girl,
they're really cute. They look like they're in a hamster cage.
Dude, I was literally gonna say that looks like a hamster cage. Right on.
Yeah. All right. So, do you guys want to take a minute to talk about what you want to do, or shall we just jump right into it? What?
Who's next up in initiative?
All right, so we're going to be starting with Arnadel. So it's Arnadel was 23, Saye was a 22, and Kara was a 10.
Okay.
So Kara just made her move, so it'll be Arnadel at the top of the round.
Okay, guys. I have one spell slot left. Because I cast Dispel Magic, remember?
Yeah. Yep.
So I think I'm going to go ahead and use that. I mean, I can still cast cantrips, and my Agonizing Blast is a BB cantrip. I think I'm going to cast Hunger of Hadar.
Nice.
I think that might work I don't know, what do you think?
Do it.
Do
it, Ani.
I don't know if that's going to catch you, though. It's a cube, right?
It's fine. I'll be fine. Girl, I got 65 hit points. I'm okay.
Oh my god, you guys. I didn't grab my dice. Hang on. Shit.
Okay.
Oh my god.
So that's gonna be my goal.
I have 71 hit points. Yeah, so don't.
You have 71 hit points?
Yeah.
What the hell?
I roll a d12.
Motherfucker.
Yeah, dang. I have 61.
I have 57.
Oh, our sweet little buck.
Yeah.
I think
What's your hit dice?
A D8.
Oh, we have the same. Oh, I must have just rolled super well.
Oh yeah, I haven't been rolling very well every time we've leveled up. Netly.
I usually get about an 8.
Okay, I think I'm gonna do it.
Okay. I mean, I'm down to attack the fuck out of this thing, but in terms of casting things, I have 3 key points left.
Nice. Yeah.
Also, don't forget, you guys, you're in complete darkness, so
that's fine with me.
Saye, you can't see it all.
I know, you poor thing.
I'm so scared.
You just hear the chittering in the claws and see this rocketing fireball going down towards the ground, illuminating your dwarven companion as she's falling. Great.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead. I've been really wanting to try this spell out. I'm going to cast Hunger of Hadar.
Okay.
Range 150 feet. I don't know if that's going to... Can that encompass Kara as well?
So
That's just how far away you can cast it.
So a 20-foot radius sphere of blackness and bitter cold appears, centered on a point within range and lasting for the duration, up to 1 minute. This void is filled with a cacophony of soft whispers and slurping noises. That's so terrible. That can be heard up to 30 feet away. No light, magical or otherwise, can illuminate the area, and creatures fully within are blinded. The void creates a warp in the fabric of space, and the area is difficult terrain. Any creature that starts its turn in the area takes 2d6 cold damage. Any creature that ends its turn in the area must succeed on a dexterity saving throw or take 2d6 acid damage as milky, otherworldly tentacles rub against it.
So
intense.
What the
I'm sorry, there's some like trigger words in there that I'm just like,
shit.
The rubbing I can't handle.
Milky.
So you're trying to put this on the ground to catch Kara?
I mean, if Kara got caught up in it, I was hoping like 2d6 damage would probably be less than the falling damage that she's going to be taking.
I would say she would still take the falling damage, because I'm going to go with, even if you have the cube, there's nothing to prevent her from falling, right? So she would fall and then hit the ground, have the impact, and then also have the damage.
Okay, then I'm gonna aim this. I'm sorry, Kara, you're gonna be free falling. There's nothing I can do for you. I'm gonna center the sphere on, because I can see this creature, right? Like
yes. Yeah, this thing is about 10 feet away from you.
I'm gonna cast it so that we are outside of the 20-foot sphere, but it's just on that.
So it's about 5 feet away from Saye, so you're trying to angle it to be far enough away that it's just catching it on the edge?
Yep.
Okay, sweet. Does it get any kind of save, or like against impending doom, or
nope.
Is this just...
Yep. No save.
What? Oh my god. Okay.
Dude, it's a 3rd level spell.
It gets like a dex save for something. I don't remember what, though.
No. Well, it gets... sorry, I'm reading... No, if it starts its turn in the area, it automatically takes 2d6 cold damage. Oh, yeah. It has... So by the end of its turn, it needs to make a dexterity save. Otherwise, it gets an additional 2d6 milky rubbing damage.
Milky rub.
Wait, so am I taking this cube only 5 feet away from it?
So, you're gonna essentially there's gonna be a bubble of dark awfulness that happens like 5 feet away from you, essentially.
It's dark either way. Okay.
But you hear the whispers and the slurping.
Oh god,
this is
slurpy whispers. Buzz.
Yes. All right, so you so you extend your hand down from the ladder, and you're still like swinging as you're doing this and holding on for dear life with like your feet in your one hand, and you shoot this black kind of energy. You just hold it out in front of you and like whisper out into the darkness, and these like dark glittering sparks kind of move down towards the area where Saye is. And then as they move and take root, Saye, you actually see these black sparkles like hit the ceiling of this kind of plateau. And from it, just all of these dark wisps and tentacles begin to move as if some kind of like octopus just landed there. And you see all this swirling, misting thing. And when you look at it, it's not normal darkness. This is a patch of darkness that goes so far beyond what you're looking at in any other direction that you just feel the hackles raise on the back of your neck. And you begin to hear these kind of arcane twitching, like guttural whispers talking to you from across the plane. And this creature...
What did you just do, Arnie?
Yeah. And this creature has like a moment to react. 1, to its mate falling down to its death, and 2, as these things spring up, and you see this white gleaming carapace becomes enveloped by this black rolling mist over it, and you begin to hear fearful chittering sounds, and you actually see the tips of the claws like being dragged backwards like into this horrifying mist.
Horrifying.
I am so uncomfortable.
Yeah, and Saye, it is your turn.
Don't piss off Arnadel.
Is my foot like severely stuck?
What happens is you can make a strength check for me right now to try and get out of it.
Okay.
So roll a 20 for me and add your strength modifier.
That's 21.
Oh shit! You totally fucking pull your straight. So you're like, no. So yeah, you yank your foot free. So now you can go ahead and take a standard action, but you will not be able to take a move action. Mm-hmm. Struggle was a move to free yourself. So you are hanging now on this rope.
And I can't see anything.
You can see a burning blaze falling down below you. That is your dwarven companion.
Okay, then I assume I can see the hole in which that was created from that. Then I want to command my rope. And we move over.
What did you just do?
I was talking to my rope. I was whispering to my rope.
Oh, I was like, how?
Okay, good. That's great. No, I love the commitment.
They're just like whispering sweet nothings to my rope. Like,
yeah. You're doing such a good job. You're so strong.
You're so woven.
You're so agile. That's what I like about you.
I tell my beautiful rope, my beautiful silken rope, to
best NPC ever. Rope.
To scoot over to the hole and then like gently bring us down through where Kara fell.
All right. Cool. So as you're doing that, yeah, you just whisper to your rope, and then Arnadel, you begin to feel you were anchored in place, but now the rope is beginning to move kind of like a serpent and drift along as you're going. So, Saya, you're just like hanging on to this like upside down kind of experience as the rope is just trailing and moving through the air and drifting down. And you both begin to hear the screams, the insect-like screams of this creature just from inside this dark cloud as you're going and drifting luxuriously down.
I imagine it sounds like when you put a lobster in a pot.
Yeah, like
I don't need to know what that sounds like.
Just the screaming whistle.
Oh God, I've never witnessed that.
What? Oh man,
I'm not.
Y'all didn't grow up on the East Coast. Lobster killing is real up there.
I'll eat the shit out of crabs. Yeah. Not literally. I mean, I'll eat the living daylights out of crabs. Like a crab, like RNG Lounge on Kearney.
I love that place. That place
is
so
salt
and
pepper crab. Holy fuck.
All crab. Holy crap. Anything in a shell except this thing. It's screaming. So the rope, it doesn't have like a movement or anything, does it? By any chance? Like
a time frame that it takes? No, it doesn't. Yeah. It doesn't specify.
Okay. So I'm gonna say this moves very, very slowly as it's going. Like imagine a snake going down a bow. So you are just beginning to like move and twist towards this thing. So it's a very odd sensation as you're holding onto this rope above this sheer drop, just floating through magic air, moving on your rope with the sound of screaming right next to you, and your dwarven companion like, ah! And rocketing down towards the stone floor. So that's what you're doing. Great. And then so the thing has its turn. So it's considered difficult terrain. Right?
Difficult terrain, but it has to. Should I have rolled the initial 2d6 damage?
No, because it's gonna try and move out of the cloud right now.
Well, at the beginning, when I cast that, it was supposed to take 2d6 damage.
Oh, I see. I thought it was just at the end of its turn.
No, if it fails its dexterity save at the end of its turn, then it takes an additional 2d6.
All right, girl, give me that damage.
6.
6?
Yeah.
That's what the screaming's coming from. It doesn't sound like that. It's like... That's better. That's more accurate.
Now, make that dexterity save. It's got to beat a 16.
I got a 15. It was so close. So you see, as you're going and drifting past it, the white claws again like emerge as they're shooting out and trying to crawl their way outwards.
Guess what damage it gets?
What?
11.
Oh, shit! Yeah, so it's just trying to claw its way back out, like, finding the pieces of web, and you see it being, like, drugged back with its claws as the whispers, like, intensify, and this thing screams again and is dragged back into the blackness.
Epic.
Good thing that Saya has no dark vision, because if there was, like, a camera or something that could see Arnadel's face, there was the slightest little bit of, like, satisfaction from that. Like,
oh man.
Like, yeah, I did that.
You're turning, embracing your dark warlock.
Who knows? No, I don't know. She doesn't know. It's just like it was purely candid.
Yeah. All right. So, and then Kara, what the fuck are you doing?
I'm apparently plummeting.
Yes.
I got that plummeting crack.
At the ground, you can see now as you're rocking down, you can just take in that you're in a large stone cavern. You can see the reflection of water somewhere down below you, but you think the majority of the floor is rock, and you are about 40 feet away from the bottom.
Well, I guess I'm going to keep falling, so there's nothing I can do about that. What happens when I hit the ground?
Okay.
Can you try to, like, sink your axe into the side of the wall to, like, you know, like
it's straight drop. So imagine this well just opens up into the middle, like, top of this cavern. So like a smoke hole almost is kind of the visual of how you're in the center of the roof was this well, and everything slopes out in this dome to a cavern down below. So there is no wall anywhere around you.
I'm seeing it as, like, Gandalf falling.
Yes!
What do you say?
Falling.
Do you know how hard it was for me to not make that reference? I was like, don't do it. Don't fucking do it. Don't do it.
That's what it is, though.
Now it's been done.
Yep, thank you.
It's done.
Alright, so am I taking 46s of damage?
Yes, you are.
Fuck! Good luck.
6, 5...
She's good, though. She has crazy HP.
4.
Were we supposed to add that?
19.
19, okay.
19 falling damage as you go and hit the fucking deck. And then could you also make a Constitution save for me, please?
That is what I'm best at.
Oh, and then as this thing exploded a flame in your face, also... that you will take an additional 3 fire damage.
Okay. Oh, and the 19 damage is bludgeoning damage, right?
Right, so it's halved for you, because you're raging.
Because I'm a raging.
Because I'm so mad.
Rage makes you extra bouncy.
Nothing's ever gonna bring me down.
Okay, so then I take the 3 fire damage, and then I hit the ground.
So 8 bludgeoning damage. God, you just survived that, like, whatever. It was like a minor scrape to you.
Flames and falling. Doesn't matter.
Just shake it off. I'm like Katy Perry. Shake it off.
And so as you...
That's the reference that I don't get.
As you land on the ground, the first thing you experience is the sickening crunch as this creature just goes to jelly, and pieces of its shell just fly apart, right? Because it was under you as you were falling. And the next thing you feel is this just fucking horrible sensation as your shoulder just gets smashed into the solid rock floor. And you can feel like you actually get a little black and white vision for a minute as you're like taking in this huge fall that you experienced. And you feel sick and weak, like, as you're going, but then you get so angry, and you just, like, push through it, and you're just standing down at the bottom of this fucking cavern. Yes, and you can see your companions up above are just, like, casually kind of floating on this strange, like, winding snake of a journey, and you can hear now, because you're in this giant stone cavern, the echoes of this thing's screams coming from up above are just reverberating around the entire cave.
Go ahead, sorry.
I'm thinking, Kara's thinking to herself, wow, am I tripping balls now?
I was gonna say, even though I'm personally could not handle shit like that, Arnadel is unfazed.
Yeah. Yeah, and then I'm going to go ahead and say that your little cloud is going to make short work of this little dude, and you just continue drifting down below, and we're going to take ourselves out of initiative order as we're going. And you hear from up above that final kind of crunching sound, and you actually see the cloud up above get this kind of orangish glow for a minute, like you exploded dynamite inside of a dark room. But then it's quickly eaten up by the blackness, and as your spell begins to fade, Arnadel, there's no trace left of the second creature. And now you make your way delicately to the bottom as this rope brings you to the cavern floor, and here you are.
It's like my magic carpet.
You destroyed those things real bad.
Only one turn.
Yeah.
I've done this before.
3rd level spells.
In another
Crazy
game.
Shit.
Yeah.
All right. So standing in this room, as you look at it now, it is a very, very large natural cavern. It looks like. So along the floor, most of it is solid ground, but there are pools of collected water, and you can see like cracks and formations kind of moving around inside of this cavern. So it looks like kind of a settling place there's definitely water coming from different directions, but there's no flow or rivers or anything here. You can hear the drip going on from up above, down below. Very wide cavern, so you're talking like 50 by 50 feet. And you can see that there is a tunnel that looks like it's been carved out over generations by the flowing of water. That is now doesn't have any moving water in it, but it leads to the south.
Okay.
And it smells weird. It's like a salty kind of strange smell as you're standing over the corpse of this black oozing white creature.
Is there light in this room?
There is no light down here. It is pitch black.
Do you need a torch or something?
Yes.
So at this point, as you're thinking about it, you are far below the city now. So you've gone not only one level down to the catacombs, which you saw the building of yesteryear kind of smashed and under that first level. So you're even below that now in like the caves or some kind of formation down here. So you are deep, deep under the earth.
Can we take a quick check-in with like how we're doing on time? Like how long have we spent?
So this whole process, you going down to the catacombs, walking around with the boggle, talking to villagers, or the settlement down below, this has all only been about an hour.
It's been a very eventful hour.
Guys, can I take a short rest so I can get my spell slots back?
Oh yeah, same. I'll take my key points back.
We can all spend some hit dice.
Yeah, I can spend it.
So short rest, do you get all your spells back for a warlock?
Oh yeah.
That's insane.
I only have 2 spell slots.
Oh, I got you.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you get that Eldritch Blast.
Okay, D8. Because I took like 6 damage.
Wait, so we just rolled our hit dice to get however many back?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you have a certain number to spend.
That's equal to your level.
Well, that was lame. 1.
And then
1 hit dice. Yeah, now we have 5 hit dice. So
6. We just got level 6, right?
Yeah, we're at 6.
Oh, okay. I added shit to it. Okay, cool. Yeah, level 6. I just forgot to write that. I'm like, oh. Yeah. I don't think I. Yeah, I did. All right.
Did I level? Yeah. I did. The story of every game. I don't think I leveled, and then people are like, yeah, you did. You're just a wizard, Celeste, and you have no HP. And I'm like, no.
It's still 12.
Not a personal story, just a general anecdote.
Yeah, so I'm back at. I can't do math. Minus 5 instead of minus 6.
Cool.
I'm at just -2. I'm at 55.
Right. So you guys take like a 10-minute break, or wait, a short rest is an hour or 10 minutes? 10 minutes, right?
Hour. I think it's supposed to be an hour. That's why I was asking about time.
An hour. That makes sense. I can never keep track in this edition. Okay, so 2 hours so far. After you take your hour-long rest, it's kind of a peaceful spot, as you're spending your time out here. It's a little bit damp, yeah, and you can't really get a comfortable position that it's not going to get anything wet. There's this kind of condensation, just general misty feeling as you're in this underground space, but it's extremely quiet, and everything smells of damp earth, and I don't know. For you, Kara, it's probably a good feeling to be so far underground again.
Yeah.
But I'm not sure how you two would feel about being subterranean like this.
I don't think Arnadel's ever been... She's read, of course, but I don't think Arnadel's ever experienced this. So it's a mixture of, curiosity, awe, wonder, and a little bit of fear.
Saya can't fucking handle it, but also because it's so dark, it's so much worse.
Oh, yeah.
Real.
What do I see, by the way?
So that was everything you see around. Okay. You see the edges of the cavern, the 50-foot by 50-foot thing, and then this kind of lower hanging, so it's about 8 feet tall, natural formation. So it's not like a strict, rectangular hallway. It's definitely a pathway that's been carved out leading towards the south, and there's no other light coming from beyond. So you can tell, as far as you can see, there's this tunnel out in front of you.
Okay.
Saya, do you have any more torches?
I have oil, and I have the ability to conjure a little ball of flame, which she does immediately. But in order to, have her hands free, she needs a torch.
Oh, yeah, I've got torches. Here.
Okay. And then she lights the torch.
I like how you said, here, Sage, and you threw out your hand, and Nassim went, shh, and made a hand-holding motion, and that's how we switch items in this podcast. For the listeners at home, just letting you know what just happened.
Yes, I lit a little ball of flame, and Kara handed Saya a torch, and I doused it in oil, and it is now lit.
Yeah.
Saya's a little bit relieved, but still claustrophobic.
Yeah, this room is so large that the smoke and everything, it just rises up towards that central hole, so it's not creating any problems for you. But even with the torch, you can see this room is pretty enormous. Did any of you want to do a further search, or just nature, or
probably investigation for signs of somebody walking by?
Sure.
Investigation.
I'm sure you would be better at that, Brittany, than I would be.
Me?
Yeah. My intelligence.
You should do it in nature.
Oh yeah, good idea.
I got a 21 for investigation.
Okay.
I rolled really. I rolled a 25.
Damn, you guys, you're investigating so hard. This is Sherlock Holmes and shit.
I also got a 16 for nature.
Yeah, what do we... Tell us it all.
I'll tell you everything. I can. I'm the dungeon master. Alright, so Saya and Arnadel, as you're kind of moving around the room and scoping everything out, looking into the individual pools, you can actually see some of the pools are deeper than others, and some of them you see little darts of motion in there, and you notice that tiny little fish have grown, and you can see little funguses and plants that have grown up. So this room itself has become this own kind of ecosystem. And as you continue on patrolling through here, you find these little sections that seem to be like dirt-piled mounds at first, and when you approach them, you see that they're kind of like a webbed, piled up rock structure, and you spend some time kicking over the rocks and everything, and you actually see this collection of skulls and bones and all of these little things. So you see two distinct piles on the far sides of the cavern.
Animal skulls, or
some of them are rat skulls. One of them has a human skull in it. You actually find a skeleton, but most of it seem to be rats or bats or other smaller creatures that aren't immediately identifiable. Mm. And so Saya, in one of the piles, you find a hilt that's long since rotted away, so completely useless as you look about the torso of some kind of humanoid, right? Mm-hmm. But you do find 20 gold pieces.
Ooh.
And 5 silver pieces.
Right on.
As you're going through the rubble over there. And it looks like there are probably other items, so maybe some someone who was well adorned at some point fell down here, but the gold is the only thing that's surviving at this point. So you find that. And then Arnadel, as you go over to this other pile, you actually find 2 human skulls, or humanoid skulls as you're looking. And as you're digging through the pile, the thing that immediately catches your attention, adorning one of the skulls, is this incredible golden bronze helmet. And as you look at it, you see that 2 ivory horns are curved out to make this battle kind of helmet. So imagine like opera Valkyrie style helmet.
Kara's like, ooh.
Yeah.
That looks like that will fit my head.
Yeah.
I'm going to turn Detect Magic on.
Yeah. The helmet gleams immediately with bright blue magic as you look at it. So it's this golden bronze kind of fitted structure, and these 2 horns, and each of the horns are topped with this golden, like enamel on the edge, and then there are also amethysts that encrust just the the forehead piece of it, and it is definitely shining with blue enchantment magic. You think that's probably the only reason it's survived this long, looking at this flesh-dripped skull.
I'm really curious about the nature check, because mentally I'm like, I think Arnadel's first impressions would be like, holy shit, we're in the lair of some creature that eats a lot.
Yeah. So I'm going to go ahead and with the nature, so based also, you guys would point out to Kara potentially these little areas.
Yeah.
So the first thing you determine, Kara, is that this is definitely a cavern that was carved out by water. You can see that immediately because of the smoothness of the walls, but it clearly wasn't like man-made or anything. So at some point in time, a lot of water moved through this area, and it's probably run dry since then, so you're immediately aware of that. And when you look at these 2 kind of piled structures where these skeletons had been hidden, they look like nesting areas, so you would actually make the assumption that these would probably belong to the 2 creatures that you just fought.
Alright, I relay this information to you guys.
Tight. Hey, check out this helmet I found.
Oh my god, it's all, oh, bless Muradin, it's so beautiful.
Kara, I you know what? It's yours, but it's magical as fuck. I think we should figure out what kind of magic's going on with it before you put it on your head.
Hey, as long as I don't turn into a bird again, I'm good.
Okay, well, if it's all right with you, can I put it in my bag of holding, and then when we get back to the Elysium Keep, I'll see if we can run some tests on it to make sure it's safe for you, because I don't want you to be a bird either.
I want to wear it now.
I mean, okay.
What's the worst that could happen?
A lot, but I mean, I don't know. I look over it.
It's a pretty rad helmet.
All right, put it on.
It's rad as fuck.
Go ahead, put it on.
Her eyes are all like, are as big as dinner plates, and she's like, I gotta have it.
Just to interrupt, my father's amazing. He came in just to refill my wine.
Oh, I have your dad.
Yes, I'm dad. They love you.
Be my dad?
They want you to be their father.
Oh.
Thanks, Dad.
So lucky. Damn.
That was awesome.
Yeah, that was pretty tight. Right. Yeah, I place it like regally onto Kara's head.
It fits perfectly. It just like goes over your wiry red curls and just keeps them all at bay and creates this awesome effect where your curls just like jut out at the bottom in this perfect way. And instantly feeling it, you feel more, assured of yourself, more protected, or like you can go on further or do better. And there's something else too, some kind of power, something comes to you as you sit and wear this helmet. So, what this means in game terms, while you wear the helmet, you get a +1 to your AC.
Rad. Bam.
And there's some kind of spell or something on it. You can't quite feel it out, but something is coming to you. It's something on the edge of your mind. But without further investigation or identification, you're not quite sure what it is.
Judging Kara's expression, Arnadel decides to do an Arcana check. Like you're trying to figure something out.
Help a sister out.
Oh, ew. That was hardly anything. That's a 9.
Okay. Yeah, you're like, okay, well, pieces of armor that have enchantment, that totally makes sense, but honestly, like, armor has so many different varieties of enchantments depending on who made it and what the purpose was for, and this is a super ornate helmet, but you don't really know what culture it's from, so you're just kind of like, oh, it could be so many things. But it's definitely clear to you that it's probably not malignant magic.
Yeah. I'm gonna elbow you kind of hard for as hard as like hard for Arnadel. And be like, I thought you didn't like magic.
But this is really shiny.
It is. It's got gold tips like on the horns. So now Kara just looks like this intimidating. So actually, in the light of your torch, Saye, the shadow of Kara on the wall is like now these like big horns, like making her look extremely tall and fierce in the light.
I love it. I feel so good.
That's really pretty, Kara. And then she's a little bit jealous and wants to try and find something for herself.
You got some gold, girl. You buy your own helmet. Make your own way.
She doesn't need gold.
Or a helmet.
Yeah. All right. So that is what you find in the room, and you come to the end of your short rest.
Tight. Let's go!
All right. So you make your way down the southern passage because that is the only passage available to you. And as you continue onwards, you're walking through this tunnel for quite a while. And so it started at about an 8-foot kind of high point, so it's comfortable for you all to walk in it. But it's definitely sloping downwards and getting irregular at some point. So at a point, you Arnadel and Saye, you actually have to stoop as you're walking down. Kara, you're fine. You just kind of like protect the edges of your horns, right, to get them up on the ceiling. And what is the marching order?
Saya wants to go first.
All right. I will be last.
Okay, I'll be in the middle. That's what I wanted anyway.
Good. You got it. Sorry. All right, so you're walking way down to the south. And all of a sudden, this kind of cramped tunnel, natural formation style completely changes. And you open up into a large rectangular room. So all of a sudden, all natural, this kind of gleaming, worn stone from the water. And then suddenly you are in a very well-structured, manicured, stone-built room. And it sort of springs upon you as you walk into the space. And you can see immediately what draws your attention is against the wall to your right, there's this huge statue in the room. So the room probably has about 15-foot tall ceilings. This is a 12-foot statue that's standing on this great, like, kind of rose quartz podium. But the statue itself has this peeling blue, teal, and white paint adorning it. And it looks like this carved motif of all of these, the platform of waves, and then this large sort of female humanoid, but also she's adorned with a fin that moves completely down her head and to her back, and her hands are both outstretched, and from them the pools of water coming down actually make way with the waves at her base, so as if the water was generating from her. And you can see all along the base of this statue it's a ton of this strange script that you've never seen before at first glance. It just looks really arcane and foreign as you look at it. And then you notice at the base of this statue, there is a carved wooden bowl that looks completely out of place with the architecture, anything in the rest of the room. and you see that there's this pool of water and a single white flower that has been left and is floating inside of this bowl.
And that is the water and the bowls in the middle of the room?
So it's seated at the base of the statue.
Oh, okay.
As if someone has just left it there at the feet of the statue.
Oh, so it's a fresh flower.
It's a fresh flower.
Can I just,
a couple other things about the room. To the south, you see that this was definitely a man-made room, but the southern wall looks like it's been broken open at this point, probably eroded with the passage of time, so you can actually see a large pool of water there, and then you can see a tunnel that extends and narrows down to the south. So water has come in from somewhere else and is now filling this space. So the floor and the wall is being eaten up by kind of this almost still river looking like formation. And then there is a door that leads on the left side, so directly across from the statue. All right, questions?
Nasim, you go first.
I just wanted to make I don't know what it would be, knowledge on the statue, the figure, or even the language at the bottom.
Totally. Yeah, so either a nature or a religion or an arcana.
Well, they're all Yeah, okay. Religion.
Sure.
Well, that's a 10.
I can do an arcana.
Yeah. So with the religion check, this definitely feels to you like a religious room. So the nature of how the statue is set up and everything is just, it reminds you so much of the temple you came from. That they would have the statues of, their relics or their deities or, the saints. This is very reminiscent of that kind of style. So being in this room, you definitely get the sense that there's some kind of religious or worship association here. And the bowl in particular calls to mind, leaving offerings in front of statues.
Yeah.
That's basically what you get, though you don't really know the specifics of this statue represents.
You guys can do your checks too, but I just relay that this seems like a meaningful religious room, and the statues of some deity of some kind, and the bowl being an offering. So I'm just going to try to, sit down and give a prayer for a moment.
Nice.
Cool. I wait patiently.
What do you say for your prayer?
I say to this beautiful and powerful deity, thank you for offering, or we hope you can offer us safe passage through your halls, and we will be sure to speak of your great works, or of your, not your great works, your gentleness, peacefulness, if you grant us safe passage.
Can you make a wisdom check, I guess, save for me?
16.
So as you say this, and you kind of finish your piece, you get this sense that moves through you. It's almost like the flowing of water just kind of moves over you. Mm-hmm. And that sort of peaceful sense, like if you're floating in a pond, or just that gentle lap of water just is summoned to your mind as you finish your prayer.
How lovely. I drop a gold piece in the bowl.
Yeah. You have the plink of the water, and the little floating white flower kind of swirls around in the bowl.
I do the same.
Yeah. Swirling.
Kara's like, oh, okay, and she'll throw one in as well.
Okay. It's like the wishing well of of water. Any other checks?
I would like to investigate the water on the other side.
Absolutely. Go ahead.
21.
Okay. So as you go down and look at this water, You think this is actually a relatively new development because the water itself is so heavy with loose sediment. It's not water that has been there for a very long time. So as you're looking at it now, it's settled, but as, examining the cracks in the wall and the kind of general structure, you think the structure was probably whole and untouched for a long time, and that this water is new to the room. So this is not necessarily a natural phenomenon, or it wasn't built to facilitate this. This water is new, and no life or algae or anything has grown here since.
Probably like a pipe or something.
Yeah, something. So new water is present in this room and now invading the space. Is what you get for your nature check. I'm kind of combining your nature with your dwarven stone cutting and making
I like it.
Cool. Makes a lot of sense to me.
Yes, Kara says, maybe like a pipe burst or something, but maybe we should get out of this room, because I don't know if this water's going to keep rising or something.
Okay. While you guys are talking, I actually have to take a break real quick. Converse. Plan.
Sounds good.
I mean, so we're definitely going to walk through that one door, right? To the left?
Probably.
I believe
Saya feels good. She feels like she's just, taking a hit and is calmed down a little bit. The claustrophobia isn't as strong with her.
Nice. That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, water deities are tight.
Yeah.
I wonder if this is a Triton.
Are there people chatting with you, Sage?
Yes, there are some peeps in the chat.
What are they saying?
Thanks for chatting, guys.
One of them was saying, Mike Myler, that to always remain vigilant and that water in this cave should not be trusted at all costs.
Oh, we're all just like, that feels nice. I'm really glad we found this water.
I'm already like, we should be fine.
Yeah, and someone else had said all pools of water should be furiously jabbed with spears before being trusted.
God.
You guys are so mistrustful.
Right? Jeez.
I know. I feel the same way. I'm like, no, I'm going to investigate it with my axe.
Wow.
Kill the water, kill the water.
Oh, yes.
I always have the immediate opposite reaction towards water. I'm always like, yes, water, I want to be in it.
Yeah, same. I'm like, let me just submerge myself real quick.
Yeah.
Water's great. It's like a the archetype does have a duality. Like, it's a life-bringing refreshment. Also, it can kill you. So there's both. So I guess, are we like glass half full or glass half empty?
In terms of going through the door?
Yeah.
I'm glass 1.5 empty.
I'm glass full. I am ready to go. She's very chill and it can handle anything because we have our sisterhood.
Totally feeling the vibes. Hey, how do you tell an ocean is friendly?
It waves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Dad jokes brought to you by
Sage. Sage throwing down some dad jokes. Oh my god.
All about.
Did I try to tell you guys that tent joke? And I think I butchered it.
Maybe.
I don't know. Try it again.
You can never run through a campsite.
Oh,
because it's past tense. You can only ran. Sorry, I already killed it again. I'm sorry.
You already butchered it.
You killing it is what made it better.
I only ran because it's past tense. And the first time there's like it's a meme that I found online, and it's got some benign like stock image of some fucking tents. Oh man, that one's my favorite. There's another one that somebody posted a while ago. My friend Chip. It's got like this person's silhouette like this against a sunset or something, and it says, "You can even."
Yeah, that you showed me that. I took that from you. It's my Facebook banner.
I want that as a poster in my room.
Oh, it's so good. You can't even. God, people get like so I have a mentor at the museum, and I was trying to give her the definition of a meme, and it was actually quite delightful. I learned the etymology of meme.
Really?
Yeah, it's pretty old actually. It's not a new word.
Oh yeah, no, I remember.
It's probably super Greek.
It's super Greek. It is indeed. I can say that confidently. Well, as confidently as Wikipedia would let me, but.
All right. So what have we decided to do?
We're going to go through that door.
Going through the door.
Hell yeah. So this door, it's the first door you've seen on this level, and it is ornately and intricately carved with these designs that look like waves crashing upon a beach.
Ooh.
So it's a set of double doors, and they're cast in bronze. And you actually, when you look at the doors, it's held open slightly ajar at this point. And you can see that there was some kind of like lock mechanism or something on the door that's already been opened. So it's like someone before you had disabled something or unlocked this door in some way.
Detect magic.
Sure. There is a slight resonance on this door, but you think probably something that was, maybe there was a spell cast on this door at some point, but someone has already dispelled or disabled it.
I'm going to pull Jen out of the bag and ask Jen. Or I don't know, before I do that, I'm going to ask you guys, should I pull Jen out of the bag?
You mean Bartleby?
Sorry, Bartleby.
He don't look too much like no genie. He looks more like a demon or some shit.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Sorry. Bartleby, what do you guys think? I don't know. He's going to keep asking to be let out.
There is also that, all that script that was around the base of the statue.
Oh, yeah.
That was never addressed. All
right, I'd like to
I couldn't understand it.
Maybe Bartleby understands it. He's a smart dude.
Oh, God. I didn't roll.
Okay.
I didn't roll.
It never happened.
Never. Okay. I forget I asked. I'd prefer to talk to him in the safety of the Sisters of Sorrow.
Guys, if you take him out, then he'll keep asking you to be taken out of the bottle. But that's up to you.
Yeah. Sorry, guys. Sorry I asked. That was a dumb question.
So you're not taking him out?
Nah. I don't know. Well, I don't know. No.
I think we can trust him. Soya feels a little alleviated. This is what I was saying to them. Soya feels a little alleviated from her claustrophobia after the prayer. So she's a little more trusting of the room and the situation.
Yeah, you have now the calm kind of feeling of gentle ocean waves in your mind as you're in this space.
Yeah.
I mean, okay. Kara?
I mean, why the hell not? Worst comes to worst, we just smash it. Right?
Arnadell's thinking about all the shit she's read and like creatures and just like letting things out of bottles, and she's like knows she's going against her better judgment, and she's gonna pull the bottle out and like hold it up. Hey, Bartleby.
I told you not to put me back in that container. That was very rude of you. I'm primarily insulted. As my keeper, I don't think this is necessarily good treatment. And he is sitting with his arms crossed inside of the bottle, like slouching against one of the walls, looking at you.
I feel really bad, so I'm gonna like very sincerely be like, okay, Bartleby, I'm really sorry that we got off to a bad start. We're under a lot of pressure, and we're in over our heads, literally.
You want to talk to me about pressurized environments or being over your head? And then he sticks his finger up and looks at the cork.
Okay.
I understand.
All right. We're going to let you out.
Really? Fantastic.
Yes. Please don't kill us or do any negative shit to us or harm us. I don't like the idea that you're trapped. It's pretty terrible, but I had to wait. Listen, I'm just asking for an apology. because I didn't know if it was. I don't know you, man. Like, I don't know you. So I thought it was the right thing to do. I do sincerely apologize for putting you in the bag. It must be awful.
Oh, just do it already.
Okay. I'm sorry.
Saya, before you do it, she says, I'll give you 5 gold pieces if you help us out.
5 gold, huh? 5 whole human gold. Well, that means so much in my demonic circles. Thank you.
Sure. She's very genuine.
Oh, fantastic.
You're welcome. I'm so glad.
I mean, are we going to be... Okay. All right. Here we go. I uncork it.
Okay. So as you go and try to uncork the seal on the bottle that you have seen has been magically imbued, it does not come off in your hands immediately. It's like it's stuck. No matter how hard you pull on it, and you get this gold kind of flare-up sense. So you think there's going to need to be some kind of bigger magic to dispel this. So as you're going, kind of shaking the bottle and pulling it up, well, what's the holdup?
Okay, sorry, I gotta cast a spell. I'm using a spell slot on you, man. Like, all right, I'm gonna cast a spell magic.
I want a diplomacy, or what is that? It's
Persuasion.
not. There's no diploma. Persuasion.
Persuasion is the new one. Yeah.
Okay. Oh fuck. Okay, never mind.
Should I?
I got a natural 1.
Do I hear you like stutter?
What do you say with your natural 1?
I just wanted to say, hey, so just curious, how did you end up in the bottle?
With the natural 1?
Yep.
Okay. I was tricked by a foul sorcerer who encased me in this bottle. I was a demon of light and good for this world.
I think those things are contradictory.
Arnadal sees right through that bullshit.
Actually, if you read in most historical texts, not all demons are demons of chaos and evil. I am a demon of knowledge. I was trapped in this bottle for the things I know, and then used for the purpose of mankind. It is shameful what has been done to me. And Saya, at this point, you're just like, oh my god, that sucks. Like, you know how it is to not be free and to be captured and to be manipulated by forces.
So sorry.
I rolled a 19 on insight.
Okay. As he's talking, you get the sense that his concern or his plight is that is what happened to him. Something did trap him, and when he says he's a demon of knowledge, that does ring very true to you. But you get the sense that there's something he's not telling you.
Well, yeah, for sure.
The intention is genuine on his part, his sentiment.
Well, okay, if he believes that, for sure, but it's his perspective that, what color is that tinted?
He's definitely not lying to your face. And
do I get a sense that he is evil?
You have no way of knowing that.
I mean,
you don't get the sense that he's maliciously tricking you or anything. He definitely believes his plight and is genuinely excited at the prospect of being free, but also like it's not beyond the ken of any creature being trapped.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, that's why I'm like, okay, yeah, that makes sense. All right, Bartleby, I'm going to try casting Dispel Magic to open this bottle, but like, are you really going to be helping us, or are you just going to like peace out as soon as we let you go?
I promise that I shall give you aid in return for freeing me.
Just let him out. He needs to be free.
Okay, I definitely
do.
All right, I'm gonna free you because
he's touching his hand to the bottle of the glass, like towards you, Saya. Like,
Saya can't handle that. Saya's like, oh my god.
His tiny little hands in this mini bottle prison.
Oh god.
I mean, come on. As a demon of knowledge, you would at least understand why we're having so many reservations. And then I just cast Detect Magic and let him out.
The spell magic?
Spell magic.
Yeah.
So Dispel Magic. It is above a 3rd level spell, so you're going to need to roll for me.
That is a 20 unnatural.
That'll do it. Alright, so as you cast Dispel Magic and the seal kind of unwinds, you can see the gold magic that was encircling this artifact of a bottle that had encased this thing begins to unwind, and the threads fall away as you're watching it under Detect Magic, and the cork just goes flying off of the bottle. And there's this moment of calm for a moment, but then all of this black smoke begins pouring out of the bottle as you see the miniature version of this demon form just completely dissipate, and this black smoke moves to fill this room, and then you see this growing form above you in the mist, forming this about 8 foot tall, this gray, hunched, kind of pale-skinned, grotesque demon thing that's a much larger version of what you had seen encased in the bottle, and it stoops over with its head dropping a little bit below the shoulders and the 2 clawed fingers reaching out, and the thing looks at itself, so the larger version of Bartleby just kind of looks at its hands for a moment and inhales the air of the outside and looks at all of you, and you all feel this sense of just terror as the thing even stands in your presence.
I'm not afraid. I'm just like, I fucking knew it.
I definitely have to crane my neck all the way back.
To look at
Arnaville's feeling haughty.
Yeah. And the thing looks at all of you and... I owe you a great debt that you have freed me, and for that purpose I will not destroy you. Foolish mortals.
I'm sure. You know what? Go ahead and tell me all about it. I'm not an idiot.
Jesus.
I will not destroy you today, though I could if I wanted to, for you are just flies upon the walls for me now.
Says the demon that got trapped in a bottle. Arnaville's like...
That was one much, much smarter than you, Arnadel Ithil, who is able to constrain me. Your pitiful nature and power amuses me. I shall grant you one boon in return for freeing me. I suppose 2. The second being I will not destroy you where you stand.
You said you were going to help us. We're trying to find Montgomery Smith.
I will help you. One question you can pose to me. I will answer it.
I literally just asked it. Can you help us find Montgomery Smith and not fucking kill us? You already gave us that boon.
I will not help you find Montgomery. In fact, I intend to kill him for keeping me. Farewell, your question is done, and my work here has dissipated. My debt is paid.
No, it's not, dickhead!
He bursts in this shroud of black curling smoke. And then you see this black kind of shadow begins to move along the ground, like this black spot. Yeah, and it disappears under the door that you all are just examining. Absolutely.
Arnadel's running like crazy to follow it. Like, doesn't even ask you guys, just fucking follows.
That guy was an asshole.
I knew it! I fucking knew it! I went against my better judgment, but whatever, what the fuck ever. Okay, here we go. Let's rest.
All right.
Oh, well, we could have been nicer.
Not to a demon! Arnadel knew better! I knew better! God damn it, never again. Saya, never again. She's
here
like...
and now, you hear the oath. Alright, so you fling open the doors that you had just previously examined on the trail of this black spot, kind of moving into this room. So a larger room now opens up before you, so double the size of the one you were just standing in with the statue. Except on this side, the southern wall is completely open and broken and destroyed in the same way as the last room, but now you see a much larger, almost the size of a lake, at this point, and you see this carving kind of river path moving off to the south. And also on the northern side, the wall has been now burst open, and so it's sort of forming this rectangular platform in this room. And you see that there are 3 altars that are lined up on the northern side of this room, and each one has a miniature version of the figure that you saw in the last room. So this same kind of vaguely female, sort of half-fish humanoid form, always being surrounded by waves, or in some fashion, one hand is raised and there's a spout of water that's been carved into the base. And each of these altars has a goblet, a golden goblet that is emblazoned and crusted with sapphires at the base of each of these. And on the far eastern side of the room, there is another door.
Arnadel's just going to be following the shadow.
Sure.
Like, she's not even going to pay attention to what the fuck is in the room. She's going to be trying to follow the shadow because our target is about to be eliminated by a demon.
Yep. So as you run over and you follow the shadow as it moves across the floor of this room, it encounters the door on the eastern side of the wall. And as you go and try to fling open the doors, you find that they are locked. There's something unable to open the doors. So the shadow just slips easily underneath and continues onwards.
She swears in Elven.
Yeah. And as you're looking at the doors for a moment, you see, again, the intricately carved kind of wave patterns along it. And you also see 3 distinct keyholes in the door that have been kind of hidden and carved into the pattern, but they're definitely there.
Are the goblets filled with anything?
Yes. So, hang on. All right. So the first
statues in the door.
So the first 2 goblets. So we'll think of it: left altar, middle altar, and then right altar.
Okay.
The left altar is a filled goblet. It's filled with water. The middle goblet is also filled with water. The goblet on the far right has nothing in it. And you see at the base of these statues is that same carved lettering from before, from the last room. That strange kind of arcane.
Arcana check again.
Sure.
Sick. That's what I fucking needed. Okay, that will be a 25.
Nice. So as you investigate this writing more and more and look at it, it's somehow familiar to you, but it's somehow not. And as it occurs to you, you're like, this appears to be, it sort of looks like primordial.
I speak primordial.
Right, but but it's like such an old, strange version of it. It's like looking at a hieroglyphic version of something as you're going. So you're able to make out like certain things, but it's all very kind of hard and kind of unclear to you. So I'm going to go ahead and have you make an intelligence check just on top of your arcana to see if you can puzzle out what is going on.
Uh-oh.
That's a bad face.
5.
Okay. Yeah, you're like, fuck, dude, it's so old. It's so weird. Like, I don't even know what...
I'm more focused on that demon escaping us. I'm like, oh, can't stop thinking about that. Fuck. Okay.
Yes. You're holding your finger up?
Yeah, Saya wants to take the far right goblet and see if it comes out of the statue's hand.
It does. You can pick them up very easily.
I take the far right goblet out and I say, I'm going to try something right now. I'll be right back. And she goes back into the other room with the statue and wants to, like, collect some of the water that's pouring out of that statue's hands.
Mm-hmm.
and fill up the goblet and bring it back and put it in.
So there's no literal water coming out of the statue's hand. It's the carved motif of water.
Oh, okay.
But as you step into this room, could you make a wisdom for me, please?
22.
Okay. So you again have that sense that kind of flows over you, the ocean wave sense, and you hear this kind of whisper coming to you from somewhere, and you're not even sure if you heard it or not, but it says to you, the first is partake, the second is return, the third is to give. And they all drift across you like these ocean breezes, just moving in and out of your consciousness.
Okay. She goes back into the room and relays the message. I think we need to sip from the first goblet and somehow return it into the second, and then offer something to the third.
But she doesn't want us to spit it out, right?
Do we have to put it back in the water that's in the room? Return it with the other water?
I don't know.
I literally
might as well try.
Drink
might
it,
as well try.
spit it out.
Yeah. Try whatever you will do.
All right, what's the plan here?
Who wants to partake? Should we all, or should one of us? I feel like Saya, you've made peace with this deity.
Did either of you figure out who the deity is?
And you all haven't figured out what the deity is, but Saya, you feel very strong connection to this place. Something about this speaks to you very strongly, and you think that's why so much has been working for you. No one has made specific checks on, or succeeded on specific checks about the nature.
Yeah.
Who wants to do that?
I mean,
me.
Can I make another one?
Oh, sure.
Okay, well, religion. That's 19.
Okay. So this, looking at it, between this statue and the others and the kind of general feeling you're getting, the sense of water, the sense of the ocean, you know that there are some cultures who worship elemental gods specifically, but coming to mind, I mean, it could be so many different things. Like, this is clearly based on the age of the text, a very old religion. So nothing in vogue today for religion is like giving you the sense, but you do remember hearing a story of this ancient religion that would actually, the elemental gods were regarded in fear almost, because they were the things that sought to destroy mankind. And you remember some kind of names to you, an elemental, there was a woman who was in charge of water, the goddess of destruction of the waves, but you think her name was something like Ohydra? That kind of comes to you, but it's also the stories are so old, and you don't know how old this place is, and you're not sure.
Well, damn.
Does that inform anything about what to do with the goblets? Like how?
Well, you know, she was definitely connected to water. So the movement and the worship and how people dealt with water, they would pray for her to, not destroy their civilizations with her waves when she was angry, or to grant blessings of water. So she was the princess of the waves, of the water. So all the water belonged to her.
Ooh, right? Somebody probably pissed her off at Bastard Spring.
Or someone is
so that's kind of
helping her out now that they're getting all this water. Yeah, so
hostage.
But you know that in the lore, she wasn't necessarily regarded as a benevolent or a good god. She was the goddess of the waves, of the
like Calypso.
Yeah, the vehemence of water.
Yeah, okay. Well, I say as long as we act peacefully towards her, we shouldn't come across too much harm. I'll drink from the goblet. I drink from the first goblet.
As you drink from this goblet, it shines with this bright blue light. And as you hold it in your hand, you actually feel it morphing and changing into the shape of a key.
Ooh.
So you're holding a key in your hand.
I observe this intently. Okay, so I would imagine Arnadel understands that, definitely picks up on Saya's interactions and mood and overall tone, and then it's like, oh, okay, you must have made some kind of... Right, would Arnadel be privy to that, like, just by observation?
I don't know. Saya, are you telling folks, or? Yeah,
no, I told you that I heard something, or something spoke to me in the other room, and I think this is what we need to do. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and drink, and I think as long as we are peaceful and respectful to this goddess, I just wanted to, like, specify. Arnadel is thinking, like, calculating what's happening. Like, okay, this is a ritual. Saya is the chosen one for this ritual and has a connection. We need to follow Saya's lead, essentially, is my thought process on that. So I'm like, okay, Saya, what do you want me to do? Can I help? In terms of returning to the second goblet, does anyone... I mean, what Nassim is thinking is that means I'll piss in the second one, because that's...
I said spit it out, but...
yes. Yeah, I would either think spit, piss, or dump some of it back into the water that's in the room.
Yeah, or take the water from... But I mean, the goblet is now morphed into a key, so the goblet is gone.
Oh, shit.
I drank
that was the first goblet. That's gone. The second goblet is still there.
Yeah, so now it's morphed into a key. So in terms of returning to the second one, there's...
Well, the third one asks to give, so maybe we should just pour what's in the second one into the third one, because that...
Well, I'm sure we have water of our own to give. What?
Actually, I don't know. I was going to say, like, return should go... I don't know.
I know. As we're figuring this out, I hate to interrupt you guys, but we are at the end of the time, and that draws us to the end of this episode. Thank you, everyone, so much to listening to the Venture Maidens podcast. We have a lot of secrets we're in the middle of. I wish we could play longer for you folks, but... That's all. That's our time. So, I have been your Dungeon Master, Celeste Konowich.
I have been your skeptical Elven Warlock, Arnadel, played by Brittany.
Skeptical and sassy. I was your human monk, Saya Noor, played by Nassim.
And I was your flying dwarf.
All right. Thank you, everyone, so much for listening, and we love you. And you're great. And you know what? I hope you venture away. Venture away, everybody!
Venture away!
Venture away!
Woo!
Pineapple Land. Venture away.
Pineapple Express.
I know, we're a little bit early.
No,